Time now for another edition of Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Bradley Meyer at the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Hey, Dave. Good morning.
You have got yourself a special guest today. This is exciting. Yet another hope story coming out of the Okoboji Wellness Clinic.
Absolutely. You know, it's such a privilege, and this is fuel for everything that we do is when we get to work with incredible guests and to see their progress and their journeys. And Josh, who's here with me today, is an example of that, and he's got an incredible story to share.
So I'm going to get started with Josh because this is a topic that I'm guessing about 90% of the people that are listening to us now can relate to. Josh, my first question would be, when did you seek out Dr. Meyer?
About 3 months ago.
All right. So this has been rapid fire. And why did you seek out Dr. Meyer?
I've had anxiety and depression since I was a little boy. And I have ran the pharmaceutical gambit basically for 23 years of my life. I have been a walking pharmacy. If there's a med out there for anxiety and depression, I've probably been on it. And after 20 years of this and feeling good for 3 months at a time, then feeling crappy again, going on, going off, different medications, never truly getting better. And let's be clear, I'm still on some medications. My goal is to get off of them. I went, I can't do this anymore. I can't be, drugged up. So I want to look for an alternative to medications. And I went, I want to find a functional doctor. And I literally Googled functional doctor near me. I live in Jackson. And Okoboji Wellness popped up. And I went, you got to be kidding me. Like, is this for real? So I got an appointment with Dr. Meyer, and he laid out so many treatments that I can do that don't involve pharmaceuticals. And I've been doing them religiously here, and honestly, it's been amazing. I could not ask for anything better. It's been a blessing to be able to be here with the wonderful people at Okoboji Wellness.
So before we talk about the treatments that you've undergone at Okoboji Wellness Clinic, I want you to explain a little bit what it's like to go on these pharmaceutical drugs for depression and anxiety, then to try and get off of them, then to be put back on another one. That's a tremendously difficult road.
And that's what led me here, because when I was young, I would throw up all the time for anxiety, and it got to a point where I couldn't even function. And I went, I got to be able to go to school, and this was back in 2003, and a lot of these modern-day functional medicine, was out there, but it wasn't wasn't well known because it was basically buried by what I'll call legacy medicine. And I've been on so many different medications, and you find that you get put on a medication, you feel good for a while, and then you feel bad, and instead of adjusting one medication, they just want to put you on another one. And then you'll feel good for a while, and you'll go back to the doctor, and then they'll put you on another one. And before you know it, you're on 6 meds.
Yeah.
And I went, I can't continue. People listening that have dealt with anything like this, trust me, I've run the gambit. I've been on 42 different medications for anxiety and depression throughout the last 23 years of my life.
Wow.
And I got to a point in December where I went, I'm on too many, I got to get off them. But I was with a doctor that wanted me to go off of them too fast. So they tried to pull me off of 3 medications at the same time, and I basically hit rock bottom. So the problem when you go off of these medications is not only, since they were boosting the serotonin in the brain, is not only are you going back to the anxiety level that really has never been dealt with, it's been masked by these medications, you're going to start going through withdrawal from these medications that you've been on for your entire life. And the withdrawal is actually worse than the situation you were trying to resolve with medications.
And the withdrawal, if you want to do this properly, the withdrawal from some of these medicines, and I think some people might be astounded to know this, could take a year or more to withdraw properly from some of these medicines.
And I'm on some meds right now, and the reason I'm here with Dr. Meyer is because I realize that I'm not saying I'm going to go off every medication. I don't have the answer, but I need to start taking steps because I'm on too many. It's not good for my body. And in the long run, it's masking the problem instead of actually dealing with it. So, yeah, I was in a situation where they just took the meds away basically immediately, 3 of them at the same time. And you can imagine, maybe people can imagine, what it's like to go through that. And with Dr. Meyer's team here that I've worked with, we've made basically a game plan where, okay, we're going to go off some of these medications, but we're going to do this slowly, incrementally, properly, while adding on all the wonderful treatments that I'm doing here, along with nutrition, to manage the withdrawal as best as possible.
All right, this is a huge...
If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It's a huge topic that afflicts a lot of people. I want to know what were some of the first steps that happened when you went to see Dr. Meyer.
Well, he determined that IASIS, which is they hook some electrodes up and they send frequencies through the brain to try to get the brain to respond properly. So, I mean, the first day I saw Dr. Meyer, not even expecting anything, he said, we can get you into IASIS in 15 minutes. And I did it, and it was like, oh, my gosh, I felt something immediately, even still being on medications and going through withdrawal to try to get stabilized. And then it honestly wore off. I was like, oh, my gosh, this wore off. But then I did it the next time, and it lasted longer. And now I do it about once a week, and it's amazing. But not only IASIS, I've been doing hyperbaric therapy about 3 times a week, done some red light. I do Crudos, which is absolutely amazing. I do so many things here I can't even remember all of them. And I'm looking forward to doing more because I want my body to be able to heal and respond correctly and put me in the best position possible to deal with anxiety. And here's something I think is important for people to understand. There is never, ever a reason to not have any hope, because you will find eventually, if you keep trying and you want something to work, that's something that's important. You can come in here and get these treatments and you will feel better. But if you put your mind to it and go, I want this to work, and commit to it, you're going to see radical results just because of a mindset change. And then when you're able to reinforce that with the treatments that you're doing, with the wonderful people and the smiles you see every day and the relationships you're building, honestly, it can't get better than that.
Well, you can hear the hope in your voice, and you can also tell that you've done a tremendous amount of research on your own, and you know that the pile of medicine that you were on, long term, that was just not sustainable, and so you chose a different route, and you are now starting to see the fruits of the investigation that you've done in your own story with the help of Okoboji Wellness Clinic.
That's absolutely correct. And like I stated, I'm still on medications now, but we have formulated a game plan to do this correctly, go off of them slowly, one at a time. And, when you have a good team and you put a plan together and you decide to go off of medication slowly, no matter how hard it would be, when you choose one at a time and you go slowly, and let's say you don't feel well for a day, you know why you don't feel well. You know what's going on. And that gives you the motivation to keep pushing. It's, okay, I'm not feeling very good today because I cut this dose of medication in half. So, like I said, the mindset change you can go through when you have a plan, and then you add on these treatments that honestly people should be doing. If IASIS was available to the public within the last 30 years, I think you would have half the suicide rate in America, and you would have half the people on the amount of medications, because everybody's looking for a quick fix. Go to the doctor, here's a medication for you to get better, and not thinking how it's going to affect you in the long run.
When you do feel crappy, you do want that pill, though. You've lived that life where you go in, you have anxiety, you have depression, You're hoping for a magic pill.
And that is such an important point to bring up, because when you're at the lowest of the low, you will do, and this is why addiction becomes a major issue with a lot of people, especially with mental health, because you are looking for an immediate fix. You feel so bad that I just don't want to feel this way anymore. So what can I do? Some people turn to alcohol. Some people, like me, decided I got to go to the doctor. What's the medication you can put me on to make me feel better? And really, it's been the last year where I've determined that this is not the answer. I'm 33 years old. I've done this for 23 years of my life, and I'm stuck in the exact same spot that I was. And I don't want to live that way anymore.
I appreciate you.
So I made the determined effort to work on doing this properly.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing your story. This is a great story that I know a lot of people are saying, you know what, that are listening to us now that are saying, you know what, I have lived this story. Tell me has your family noticed a difference in the last 3 months?
Absolutely. And see, that's a blessing that I have that some people don't, is I have an entire family, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, that know my situation and support me 100%. I can always go to them with any issue. And they have noticed a dramatic change in my behavior, in my mood, in my energy, and my mindset in the last 3 months because, one, the treatments are helping, like I stated, but two, you have a goal and you're working towards that goal. If you try to become goal-oriented in your life and focus on the process, don't look at the outcome right away. You want a positive outcome, which is what will happen if you commit. But take it step by step, day by day, and don't get dragged down in how am I going to feel today, how am I going to feel tomorrow. And things will get better. But, yes, my family has noticed a tremendous difference from all of the holistic treatments I'm doing here.
Very cool. Josh, again, it's courageous of you to share your story with us today. I appreciate it so much. Best of luck on your journey. I can hear the hope and optimism in your voice. And for an anxiety, depression patient to have that much hope and optimism, that has got to absolutely thrill you.
I wouldn't have been able to do this interview 3 months ago. And I would like to state that it's through the team with Dr. Meyer and through faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that I am able to get better and that there should be hope for other people to do the same thing.
Very cool. Josh, thanks a million. All the best to you and your family. And we look forward to hearing about your continued journey. Thanks a million.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Wow, Dr. Meyer, that is a hope story of hope stories. There are a lot of people that have been down Josh's road. Pretty courageous testimony right there.
Wow, so well articulated, and I sit here and tears well up in my eye. It's a privilege to be part of this. So we're just grateful.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so people listening today are thinking, you know what, I know that journey. I want to go see that Dr. Meyer guy. How can they go about doing that?
Yeah, we do the discovery calls with Molly, with Mychal, myself, and Josh mentioned the team, and it's a group effort here. Josh mentioned the involvement of, we make space for the Holy Spirit in God's role, providing a lot of the direction for us, and we do the listening and the acting. And so I think that's very appropriately stated on his perspective. But, the nutrition piece with Molly and Mychal working on the reflexive brain work, and just from the front side to the side in hyperbarics, Hazley, Carrie does a great job, Nicole, the whole team here. Let's just get started. For those of you, like you said, that like Josh have shared, that you've made that decision in your mind that you want to make a change and you want to try a different approach, we're here to walk with you on that journey. So, yeah, that 15-minute discovery call at 712-339-6024 is complimentary, and we can just get started there. If you're ready just to get going on things, give us a call, and it's an hour-long visit, that first visit, and we get going. We're at 3305 Berquist Avenue across from Quick Star and right next to Ace Hardware off Highway 71 in Spirit Lake.
Very good. Thank you both. Josh, thank you so much. Dr. Meyer, thank you. And what a phenomenal hope story. Thank you both. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. That's Josh sharing his story with us this morning. Incredible story. And Dr. Bradley Meyer, as we have another edition of Wellness Wednesday.